Hello, everyone, and October is fast approaching, which means it is Mental Health Month. So I thought it's a good opportunity for me to share with you some of my personal tips and tricks that I use to look after my own mental health and that I teach others in as well. So mental health to me is such an important topic and something that I love to be able to support other people with as well. So for those that don't know, I'm also a yoga and meditation teacher, and I do self-care and mindfulness coaching. So I've really found the tools and techniques relating to mindfulness and yoga so important for my own mental health and well-being. And I believe that this topic is just such a huge and important topic that impacts all of us, and it definitely takes a village for us to work together on mental health so that we can really support ourselves and each other with our own well-being. So I'm a huge believer that if we all bring our own wisdom from our fields of expertise, we can really make a difference in this subject. And if I can bring my wisdom from mindfulness and yoga and self-care, and other people can bring their wisdom from neuroscience, and others can bring it from psychology and therapy, well, I think we're able to holistically look at this area and support people too, because what I might tell you might not resonate, but someone else will say something that will resonate. So I just think the more that we can help each other and support each other in this area, the more tools we can share. So I think it's definitely why I want to share some of my tips and tricks that I focus on for my own mental health. So the World Health Organization also has released its guidelines into mental health at work. And it was great to see that mindfulness is in that report, and that mindfulness is recommended for individuals and for organisations to offer, so that it improves people's mental health as well. So I have seen that personally with how I work, with how I live. Mindfulness has really benefited my life personally, and some of these tips that I will share with you are stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis or a week-to-week basis to look after my own mental health and well-being. All right, so let's get started. So some of these tips are very practical, very achievable, and very realistic. So I think that's what I like to make sure that I'm offering very practical tools for people. So the first thing I want to mention, if you're looking at your own mental health and what you can do around your own mental health, is give yourself permission. So give yourself permission to be kind to yourself. So self-kindness is absolutely amazing when it comes to your mental health. So kindness in general, what we can do to help mental health in the community, be kind to each other, and be kind to ourselves. And a lot of the time we don't feel like we have permission to be kind to ourselves. So I'm giving you permission, and give yourself permission to be kind to yourself, and focus on yourself and focus on your own needs. It's a really, really important skill to have. So give yourself permission to be kind, focus on self-compassion. It is so important for your mental health and for your mindset. And when you really start to look at that self-kindness and look at yourself from a self-kindness perspective, it really helps your mindset. So that is my first tip. Focus on being kind to yourself. Give yourself permission to be kind to yourself. So my second point is ground yourself. So what I mean by grounding yourself is that we spend so much time in our heads. We're intellectuals, we're in our mental body all of the time. So all of our energy is in our head, and then we often wonder why we're so overwhelmed, we're burnt out, we're just got no mental space and our mental load is so huge, all of that stuff. It's because we've got all that energy going around our head all the time. We need to ground that energy into our bodies. So grounding is about getting out of your head, getting into your body, balancing out that energy. It literally is drawing that energy into your body, grounding. So getting, kind of your energy down into your feet, down into the ground, down into the earth. So when I talk about grounding, it's a really important technique. I've learned that through mindfulness. I've learned it through yoga, on how to really ground yourself. But over this month, look at what you can do to really start to ground yourself. So, it may be exercise, and maybe being out in nature, and maybe yoga, and maybe meditation, and it maybe breath work or breathing exercises. Personally, breathing exercises, I think, are just such a great tool for us all to use, to manage our mental health, and to help ground us and get into our body, and to help calm our mind, and by using our breath. So there are some grounding techniques. You might have other techniques that you might use where you feel really grounded, really connected to your mind and body. That's, when you're grounded as well. But often I get symptoms and signs when I'm not grounded. So I get cramps in my feet. That's a huge sign for me that I need to ground myself. Often I will start to catch myself overthinking something or overanalyzing something. Again, for me, that's another sign that, okay, I need to step away. I need to balance out my energy, and then I can come back again. So for me, it's, having that awareness as well. So grounding yourself is just a great way of something you can do to really try to help get out of your head and into your body. Helps to get you present and aware as well. So be kind to yourself. So give yourself permission to be kind to yourself and ground yourself. And so my other tip that I want to leave you with as well is, and this is from Jay Shetty, so this is one of the tips that I took from him that I took away into my own life and now do, is every morning look after your own well-being before you start work. So do something for your own well-being before you start work. And I know sometimes it may not be realistic to really focus on yourself and to start your morning. If you've got kids, it can be quite hectic. But, do something that focuses on your well-being in the morning before you open your laptop, take a call, answer emails. Focus on filling your cup first. So, for example, I have showers in the morning that really I focus on. That's my mindful moment, is to have a shower that freshens me up for the day. That is one thing I do for my well-being. I have a green smoothie every day. That is what I do to nourish my body, but I also use that as my anchor for grounding myself as well. So that's something that I do for me that's quite symbolic. And then before I open my laptop in the mornings, I take a deep breath. So a very conscious breath in and out, so that I can center myself and get ready for the day. So there are 3 things that I do to really focus on my mental health and well-being. There are 3 things that I encourage everyone to start doing to really focus on your well-being and your mental health. And 2 things that I do want to leave you with as well, in addition to those 3, is set intentions. So if you can't do anything else this month, if you are so busy and you are so burnt out and you are so overwhelmed, set the intention to focus on your mental health and well-being. That is something that is so powerful, because intentions then create behaviors which can create habits. So set the intention. And then finally, the other point I just want to leave you with is plan for yourself and plan for your mental health. So take breaks. Look after yourself. Put yourself in your to-do list as well. So what are you going to do to look after yourself? Plan, put reminders in your calendars. There's lots of things that you can do to really start to make this a habit for yourself and to look after your mental health and well-being. So I will see you a lot probably over October, because I want to be sharing lots of my goodies and lots of my wisdom on mindfulness with you. All right, bye for now.